Moving on to the future of this channel, I guess is what I don't know what to call this, but I want to rant kind of, I guess, about what I want for the podcast moving forward and kind of my plans. I did a film democracy the other day. I didn't really explain this. It was kind of an impromptu idea that Alec Holker, a friend of mine who was on the show, and I had, where basically I'm going to just, in the future, like I want to just have it where I post and then people comment movies that they want, and then I'll like put a poll together on like one centralized website. Maybe it might be my own if I can do it, but probably on some social media I'll put a poll. Instagram, I think, worked the best. I think that got the most engagement. So it might end up being Instagram, but I want to put a poll up and have people choose the polls. I mean, and have people choose the films that we watch and review for the show. And we'll do like Alec did with Alec and I did with Spectre. We'll just break down scene by scene and kind of talk about, the films, and it could be one that we've seen or not. Rather be one that we've seen before, just because the preview review is kind of more for that. But for movies we haven't seen, this is more for movies that we have seen and we want to just break down completely. That's kind of what I want to do with this. And definitely, I want it to be more interactive. Of course, as more people tune into the live streams and stuff, as I start to do those. Because right now, I'm at a big crossroads for the next couple of months, because this computer right here, this is the computer that I use to run the TJ Martino podcast. This is what I've used since the beginning. It's a 2015 MacBook Pro, and it's hanging on by a thread, man. This computer has been worked to death. It's been through 4 years of college and multiple hours of editing, rendering, exporting, transcoding. Yeah, this thing it's definitely coming towards the end of its life here. And this summer we're supposed to, I think in June, there's been leaks that there's going to be an announcement by Apple at their event in the beginning of June for the 16-inch and 14-inch MacBook Pros with the M1X chip processor in there. For anyone that doesn't know what that means, new MacBooks are being announced in July or in June. I think that's a rumor, so we don't know. But that's usually when these things come out for tech, it's kind of hard to hide a mass production of technology in a factory. So leaks get out, and they're usually pretty credible with technology products usually. And usually with Apple, they're pretty accurate, these leaks are, with when things are going to be announced and released. So who knows, but I would say it's probably a good chance that we get new Macs this summer, new MacBooks. And that's why I'm waiting. And if you watched the film Democracy with Alec the other day, I struggled pretty hard with getting the camera and the microphone to work. That was definitely a struggle because my computer just couldn't handle my mixer, my GoPro, my microphone, and StreamYard all running at the same time. It just could not handle it. So it ended up being kind of a tough situation where I had to just use my computer mic and my headphones. And I don't like to do that because it doesn't sound good. And I've made bad mistakes already with quality. So I don't want to keep doing that. And, that's why probably when I get the new MacBook will be when a lot of the live streaming and stuff, I'll try to introduce that more so than I am now. Right now, I'm kind of just testing it out, kind of seeing what ideas I want to do, which is why you might be seeing like a bunch of new series just kind of pop up like Film Democracy did. And they might never return again. Like I might never do another Film Democracy again. Probably will, but, what my point is that I'm going to try a bunch of stuff, and some of it's going to stick and some of it's not. So just, check it out if it's something you're interested in. And I'm going to be doing stuff outside of movies and in music and all that. I'm going to go beyond. And I want to do like a relationship show. I want to do a bunch of different stuff. So, yeah, definitely some stuff to come in terms of that. But it just comes down to getting a new computer. Once I get that new computer, it's going to open up a new door for me creatively because, I have all of the equipment. I need the beast. I need the engine to make it run. And right now this thing is it can't handle it because my stream kept freezing when I was trying to start Film Democracy. And I was like, this cannot be happening to me. This is a crisis. Luckily we figured it out, but yeah, I can't. It's going to be hard for me to do a lot of those live streams with this kind of quality right now. But definitely by the end of the summer, I will be in good shape in terms of live streaming. So that's definitely something I want to introduce. And as for this podcast, we're going to continue to grow. I want to keep getting guests on, and I want to. Yeah, I just want to, but the podcast is going to be different because it's always going to be in person. You know, I'm not going to be doing any episodes of the TJ Martino podcast over Zoom, over StreamYard, any of that. It will be a different series for those kind of discussions. But I want the TJ Martino podcast to be intimate and to be done in a room with somebody. So if I have a guest, it will be done in person for this specific show. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean I'm only going to talk to people in, face to face. Obviously not. I'm going to be doing Zoom, conversations and interviews and stuff like that. Not necessarily interviews. I don't really like that word. More conversations on streaming and stuff like that. For sure, I'll be doing that. So it's not like I'm not going to be doing streaming and online conversation, but there's a certain level of energy that you get from an in-person conversation that you can't get from a Zoom conversation where, you're a few seconds behind somebody, and have you ever had a Zoom conversation where you interrupt with somebody and then you kind of both stop and you're like, okay, who should talk? Like that happens way too often on Zoom and video chats, and you don't get that in person because you can kind of get the nonverbal cues easier. So I don't know, those kind of things. And I don't know, I like the real life IRL feel, I guess, of this podcast, even though it's pre-recorded. I don't know. So that's just the way I want to do it. So yeah, all the TJ Martino podcast episodes will be done in person, but everything else will probably be done over stream. Some of it might be done in person. I don't know. If I can do it in person, I'll do it in person, but logistics aren't always on your side. So you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, thanks for everybody listening, checking this stuff out, following me, all that. I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff moving forward, so be on the lookout.